Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This morning I wanted to talk a little bit about sports. For anyone that's a lover of the sport of boxing, I follow it a little bit, and for those of you that do follow boxing, you're probably aware of the big fight that's coming up next week, September 13th, between two of the best fighters in this time, which is, of course, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. So, these two guys, I'm just going to say it right from the start. I am a Canelo fan, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on that fight and my predictions. And I think that it's going to be a good fight. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it's going to be a great fight. You got two guys who have very different styles of fighting. For Canelo, he's flat-footed, and he's changed his style. He's become now more of just a power puncher that puts pressure on his opponents. He moves very well, has great head movement. And then you have Terence Crawford, who, in my opinion, I think that he's probably one of the smartest, fighters I've ever seen. His ring IQ is phenomenal, and he has great timing. He's very slick. He's very fast. And I also wanted to add that both fighters, I think that they're in the twilight of their career. I think they're maybe just a little past their prime. That's just what I feel. And I'm also saying it based on their current performances. Canelo's last fight, I didn't think he did that well. But he won the fight. They gave him the fight. Terence Crawford hasn't fought in a year, and he moved up a weight class. After moving up, when he had fought Errol Spence, which was, I think, Terence Crawford's performance was brilliant. He was just brilliant in that fight. He was amazing. With Canelo, I think the performance where he did extremely well, where I'm gonna go to Caleb Plant. His performance against Caleb Plant, I think, was where he dominated. Even though I can recall Caleb Plant being ahead on the scorecards, but Canelo was starting to break him down. He kept hitting him with power shots, and he was able to break him down. And eventually, of course, the fight led to a stoppage. He was able to knock him down twice, and Canelo in that fight became the champion at the 168 division. So I have concerns. I like both fighters. Even though I'm a Canelo fan, I like Terence Crawford. I like both fighters. They both are fun to watch. With Canelo, my concerns are stamina. His last few performances, I feel like he kind of maybe slowed a bit, I could be wrong. Maybe in those fights he just, I don't know, maybe he, wasn't pushing on the gas, I guess, completely. I don't know. but I just felt like, he's shown signs that he has slowed down a little bit. So, and also we have to remember too that when you're a professional boxer, it comes down to also how you feel on fight night. That's what I've heard from experts. Is it comes down how you feel on fight night. How you reserve your energy. Round by round. Some fighters. Everyone just has a different style, a different approach. Some fighters, they can have a lot of volume. They swing a lot. Some, with Canelo, his shots now are mostly power shots. He's just, hitting you with the intentions of just bringing you down, knocking you out. Crawford, he has a lot of volume. He swings a lot. He's very accurate, which is definitely, it brings concerns. He moves very well. He has great defense. He's not afraid, to go toe-to-toe, but he's a very smart fighter. So I think in that fight, I think Canelo's going to try to, I think his game plan is to use his size, his strength, due to the fact that he's already in the 168 division for some time now, and he has all the belts. And I know there's criticism. For those of you, like I said, that are boxing fans. David Benavides had been calling him out for a while. He never took the fight. So, hey, it is what it is, So now, the fight is with Crawford, And he is also, he draws attention. He's that fighter that if you fight someone like Canelo, who's a big name now in boxing, it's a fight that it draws a lot of money. It's a great business deal for anyone that gets in the ring with him. So I mean, those are my concerns as far as Canelo is. How's he gonna do? Is he gonna gas out? After 6 rounds, is he? How will he? What is his game plan? That's what I think about. Because he has to preserve his energy. So it's an interesting fight, man. I really think it's an interesting fight. I think it's good for boxing. I'm really hoping for great performances from both fighters. So that's my concern is, he has to deal with a fighter that has a strong will. Terence Crawford is undefeated. He's never lost. And in his last fight, he moved up a weight class. He moved up, I believe it's to 154. He did well in the fight. I thought he was going to dominate the way he did to Errol Spence, but then again, it's boxing. Every performance is not going to be the same. Even if you're the kind of fighter that has punching power where you knock out, your opponents, not every performance is going to be like that. That's just the way it is with boxing. So, but my concerns with Crawford is the move. He's moving up, like, I think it's 2 weight classes. And I know that he's a smart fighter. He has incredible trainers. They're doing a phenomenal job, I would imagine. There's footage, where you could see, some footage, of him training. He's preparing. I know that he's preparing, but it's definitely a risk. That's just my opinion. Moving up 2 weight classes. Who knows? I don't know if maybe it might backfire. We'll see, on fight night, how he does. We'll see, if, fighting at this weight, which he's never fought before at 168. And let's see how he feels, my concern is that if he is uncomfortable fighting at that weight on fight night, then that is going to be a problem. That can be a problem, because then Canelo's going to take advantage of, seeing that Crawford is gassing out. That's dangerous. And, but then again, if he comes in and he feels great, then it's going to be, an interesting fight. It could be a close matchup. I just don't know. Sometimes I feel like, oh, you know, Canelo has the upper hand because of strength and size. But then I look at Crawford and I'm like, this guy's really smart. And it's not to take away from Canelo, because he's also a very smart fighter. He has ring IQ. Let's not forget that. The guy is not a champion, you know, because it's not only because he won and against some of the best fighters, and he has dominated that division. But you got to remember, he's been fighting for many years now too. So, you know, I think it comes down to, you know, we're going to see as time goes on. We're going to see. I think maybe after the first 2 rounds, we're going to see, you know, who has the advantage and how this thing is going to play out. So, but I'm definitely hoping for a great fight. I just wanted to share my thoughts on on this fight. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. And hey, may the best man win. So there it is. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.